Cancer is a deadly disease that can cripple our system. However, the food we eat can either help feed the cancer cells or help to die off the cancer. The link between diet and cancer is not just an assumption. Research has proven that there are certain foods that one can eat that are likely to lead to cancer diseases. Watch as we discover the top 10 worst foods that feed cancer cells. Processed meat. Bacon, sausages, and hot dogs are examples of processed meats that contain several chemicals like nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals aid in keeping the meat fresh, but they are extremely dangerous to our health. When we consume these meats, the nitrates and nitrites may convert the toxic forms within our stomachs. These toxic compounds cause cancer or are said to be linked with cancer, particularly colon and rectum cancer. Consuming them often amplifies the risk even more. When it comes to meats, it is then advised that one opts for fresh rather than processed meats or plant-based options. The World Health Organization has warned that daily consumption of as little as one hot dog or several slices of bacon increases cancer risk by 18%. Alcoholic beverages. All beers, wines, and spirits, a small glass of wine or beer, even one unit can raise the risk of being diagnosed with cancer. According to available findings, alcohol has been proven to be connected with 5 out of 6 cases of all the cancer diagnoses, and cancer mortality related to the disease is 4%. Frequent or excessive drinking increases the risk of proactive mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, liver, colon, and rectum cancer. Another factor that determines the tendency to develop cancer due to alcohol consumption is genetics, since genes regulate the enzymes that metabolize alcohol. This genetic mutation was found to put one at a higher risk of esophageal cancer in case they had this gene. Overcooked or burnt food. Grill masters, attention! There is a dark side to burnt food. When overcooked or burnt, meat produces chemicals known as Fa or Has. These chemicals are formed from the reaction between amino acids, sugars, and creatine under high heat. When juices from the meat drip onto an open flame or another heat source, smoke contains BHS, which then sticks to the meat's surface. HCAs are formed in meats cooked at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or higher or extended. This increases the risk of ovarian and endometrial cancers. Dairy products. It's difficult to believe that the colon has a hidden enemy in dairy and calcium, the very mineral that is considered by many to lead to colon cancer. However, the Physicians' Health Study of 28 years long research involving over 21,000 individuals suggests that consuming large quantities of dairy products might heighten the risk of prostate cancer. Specifically, subjects who had more than 2.5 servings of dairy products daily exhibited an increased likelihood of developing prostate cancer. Hot beverages. Hold your steaming mugs, tea lovers. Beverage research published in the International Journal of Cancer has suggested a link between esophageal cancer and the consumption of hot beverages. The study implies that drinking beverages like hot tea at over 140 degrees could inflict thermal damage on esophageal cells, thus raising the risk. Particularly individuals who habitually consume hot beverages without allowing them to cool and who also partake in alcohol and cigarette use are suggested to have a 5 times higher likelihood of developing esophageal cancer. Red meat. Let's discuss the consumption of red meat and something very significant, the colon. Researchers also discovered that individuals who consume more than 18 ounces of red meat per week elevate their colon cancer risk to a very major extent. Not cool, right? And guess what? Fruits and vegetables may not be the only ones. Processed meats seem to be in on this too. Research associates processed meats with an increased likelihood of getting colon cancer. Well, what can we do? Here's the good news. Health experts have some good advice. First, one could ask people to observe Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as meatless days. Imagine making tasty vegetable stir-fries and sumptuous lentil soups, or try the wonderful food tofu. Second, reduce your overall consumption of red meat, which does not apply to lean red meats. Your taste buds will love the switch up. Who knows, even your colon might be slightly pleased. Cooking red meat at higher temperatures gives rise to chemicals that could lead to the possibility of colon cancer. Nobody wants that. Thus, cook at a lower temperature or explore other healthier ways of food preparation, such as boiling. Of course, moderation is the word to go by, especially when it comes to food consumption. You don't have to avoid red meat at all costs. You just have portion control and pay attention to how you prepare it. Refined carbohydrates. Hey, are you still there? Let's head to the world of carbohydrates and something that no one would ever have considered: colon health. Carbs are an interesting nutrient. We all know we need them, but it depends on which carbs we consume most. Research is now pointing to the fact that individuals who consume large amounts of refined carbohydrates and processed foods such as white bread, sugary cereals, white rice, and rampant soft drinks might be at increased risk of colon cancer than those who indulge in whole grains and complex carbohydrates. These are called good carbs in whole grain products, fresh fruits, and veggies. The science behind it gets a little technical, but here's the gist about all those fancy carbohydrates. They can increase your blood sugar and insulin levels. This may result in inflammation in the body, and according to some studies, inflammation could be associated with cancer. What is the solution? Carbohydrates are not the enemy. To do this, the idea is to replace those refined choices with whole grains, fruits, and veggies. Some alternatives are brown rice instead of white rice, whole wheat pasta instead of regular, sweet potatoes, and beautiful green leaves. Salt-cured foods. Everyone knows that consuming chips and fries is unhealthy, but do you know that some recipes contain hidden salt? There is research that indicates that people who consume salty fish, a delicacy in China, might be prone to nasopharyngeal cancer. But wait, there's more! Highly salted foods such as pickles and processed foods also put you at risk of contracting stomach cancer. Why is sodium scary? Apparently, constant consumption of high-sodium meals can cause irritation of the stomach lining, and you open yourself up to malevolent parties that are cancerous. Besides, it can raise your blood pressure and cause other health issues. The good news is that we do not necessarily have to use salt for our cuisines to enhance their taste while preparing meals. Garlic, chili flakes, and spices such as paprika can give your meals an extra flavor. Also, eating less of super processed foods is typically associated with less salt. Well, the next time you grab a snack that contains high amounts of salt, just remember there are better options. Pickled food. Hold up, pickle lovers. Although they're tasty, studies show they might not be the best friends with your tummy. Pickled foods were found to be associated with stomach cancer in a research paper revealed in one of the best cancer journals. This risk appears particularly high in East Asia since pickle foods are consumed more than anywhere else. The good news? We can still enjoy the tasty meals that supply our bodies with nutrients without reaching for the bad stuff. So watch this space because in the next video, we'll look at some friendly stomach foods. Microwave popcorn. Popcorn, a healthy snack, or a hidden villain? At first glance, one may convince himself that popcorn is a healthy snack. Not only because it is fat-free, but also because it is rich in fiber. But there's a hidden risk here. The bags used to microwave popcorn are treated with perfluorinated compounds, or PFCs. The same chemicals are those used in Teflon pans. These chemicals can degrade at high temperatures into other possibly toxic substances, including perfluorooctanoic acid, or PFOA, and perfluorooctane sulfonate, or PFOS. These chemicals are known to cause several health risks, such as cancer, reproductive malfunctions, and thyroid complications. It points to the fact that the PFCs can be transferred to the popcorn from the bag, thus making popcorn a very dangerous snack. However, it's important to know that not all microwave popcorn bags are coated with PFCs, and some producers have already stopped using these components and have gone for others. If you wish to consume popcorn, opt for bags free from PFC or cook it in an air popper or a brown bag. The magic power you possess is that you know how to cook at home using natural products. Well, there'll be no more mystery over some villains hiding in processed foods since you are the one initiating the diet. We just showed you the top 10 foods that feed cancer cells. Now it is time to elevate yourself and trade those candies for amazing foods. It is all about little things that make a big difference. How about more servings of healthy battle plans? Subscribe now and turn on the notification bell. We will be your go-to place for healthy recipes. Catch you in the next video.